Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Minicast 15. I believe so, it's 15. It's been a day or so since I've made a video. Had to deal with finals, we're finishing finals. So, yeah, that's explanation. But today, guys, I had a pretty big test. Actually, it wasn't a big test, it was 25 questions, but today I got my permits. Now, this is just a piece of paper because in the state of Nevada, it takes 7 to 10 days to get your ID in. All right, so what's actually addressed? Actually, let me go put this in my wallet. Yeah, I'll probably cut this out, but yeah, I'm gonna go put this in my wallet. Okay, guys, so today we're gonna read 3 articles. We're gonna talk about Ford's F-150 recall, the tributed McLaren P1 GTR, and the 1 million mile Hyundai Elantra. Now, this is gonna be an interesting topic and video. As far as my perspectives come, but today, guys, we're gonna talk about the Ford recalls. Oh no, these are super duties too. F-150 Super Duty trucks for engine block fire risk. Now, this shouldn't be too much of a surprise. Ford makes things cheap, which makes them, and they also like to experiment with a lot of things as far as new technology and new motors go. They haven't perfected a perfect system yet. That's why they're having so many recalls. But again, that's Ford for you. All of their cars are unreliable because they're testing new things out, and they won't perfect the system, especially with V8s. Now a little bit of background behind Ford. Well, the LS and the Hemi engine use push rods, which is a perfected V8 system. So what they're doing is with their Coyotes are doing different things to them, and they're trying to make them more fuel efficient, or especially the V6s. They're trying to make them more fuel efficient, and they're trying to make them better than everybody else, but they keep failing, and they won't learn that they need to have one system and one system only and perfect that system. So let's go down and read more about this. Okay. I can't get my freaking iPad to stay straight for some reason. Okay, so I'm just gonna hold it. Ford is recalling 410,289 late model pickup trucks in the United States to fix engine block heaters. Okay, so this is a block heater. This is optional, of course, on all trucks. Most trucks, I should say. I'm trying to figure this out. Engine block heaters are optional when you're customizing a truck, or at least the plug-in ones are. I don't recall if there's actually a automatic one or one that's pre-built into the truck, but these things are shorting out, so that's why the recall is happening. These things are shorting out. According to the filings with the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, including trucks in the Canada market, the recall totals more than 874,000 F-150s and Super Duty models. Geez, that's a lot. That's almost 1 million units of trucks that have this issue. So I wouldn't be surprised if they start losing business, because guess what, Ford? If you guys, no Ford execs are watching this video, but you need to figure out one system and one system only. Okay? Make one system that you think is really good. Maybe stay at the V6 system. Don't change it at all. Just make a new system. Now, it involves models from 2015 to 2019, F-150 models, and 2017 through 2019 Super Duty models, which is the F-250, F-450, and F-350, and chassis cab F-550 trucks. The problem involves the engine block heater, which can allow water and other contaminants to intrude the splice connector, that's what that connects to. That's what connects. This is the plug-in one. This is the one that connects. It's like a female and a male thing that go like this. That's the plug-in part. Okay. If this connector corrodes, it may trip a circuit when plugged into a local electrical outlet. Or worse, it can spark, melt, and catch fire. Ford said it knows of at least 3 such understood fires in Canada since September, which is still a decent amount, but they're going to they're taking that into consideration. Maybe they don't want this happening. They don't want a lawsuit on their hands, which is smart. But if this is not fixed, you can't. I don't believe you can sue Ford, because they did call a recall on this this issue. It may trip a circuit when plugged into local, or worse, it can spark, each on a 2017 model. No injuries or accidents have been reported, and no fires have been reported in the United States. Ford said 463,793 trucks are affected in Canada. That's half the trucks that they've recalled, half the units they recalled. The origin of the fault is as simple as electrical grease. Electrical grease is very flammable. So is every other grease out there. If you guys did not know that. Prior to November 17th, Ford did not apply electric grease. A silicone lubricant that acts as an insulator and blocks moisture. To the block heater connectors on gasoline models, the automaker did not apply grease starting after October 24th, 2017. This is more than a year ago. On diesel models. Diesel models, they are, almost all of them have engine block heaters, because diesel fuel has wax in it, and when it gets cold, it freezes and it bunches together, and you can't start your truck or SUV. Or if you have like an excursion, which my parents had the same issue with their excursion from like 2005. My mom is so cold here during the winter, where my mom had her excursion. It got so cold it broke down. My dad tried to fix it, but the wax was lodged in the engine and they could not get it started, so they had to get rid of it and soon buy a Pontiac Grand Prix from 2006, or the last Pontiac Grand Prix. On diesel model, according to the NHTSA, which is the National Highway Safety thing, report of the recall. The automaker had also modified the connectors and in some cases rerouted the wiring. On the recalled trucks, Ford installed the wiring too close to the ground in areas without underbody shielding and had female connectors. Now, this is an issue. This is a really bad issue. I don't know why they decide to do this, but if you put wires next to the ground is a negative charge, right? So if you get a positive charge to that, and it's gonna, or another negative charge to that, it's gonna spark. Because what you do if your molecule, this is like a chemistry thing, but it's like with molecules and energy, positives and negatives attract, positives bounce off, and negatives do the same. So if you do those, they spark and they make a bad connection, and they short out for most of the things. But especially if it's next to a ground, if your positive wires are next to a ground, and a lot of them are, it's going to short out, because that's too much energy coming from one spot, I would say, because you're pulling more from the ground where your battery is connected. It's just a madhouse. Dealers will squeeze grease onto the connectors starting in January. If the cable is damaged, owners must come back a second time for the replacement cable to arrive. Now, I would hope that wouldn't take too much. The F-Series has been under several recalls and investigations this year. No surprise, obviously, Ford. Steering wheel popping off. Back in April, Ford recalled the 2018 model for potential rollaways due to transmission defects. Another one. In June, a small number of models had fuel oil leaks. And in this September, they recalled more than 1.6 million trucks for fires that could start on the B pillars. Yeah, this is how bad these trucks are. If you guys are considering buying one, go for it, but you're taking your chance. Obviously, you're paying cheaper money for a truck that's obviously cheaply made. So I'd go for like a new Chevy or a new Dodge. Those are the more reliable ones. Not many recalls. The only recalls Chevy's had this year, I believe, are the Corvette ZR1 airbags. But I don't know why, because the one that wrecked at that track, the airbags blew up, but they said it didn't. All right, let's move on to the P1 GTR. That is a tribute to Anton Senna, Formula 1 car, which I believe he died in. The one something like another a model of the one he died in. Now, actually, this will be the thumbnail of this video. try not to get too cozy to the camera so I don't cut off half my head. And there goes my iPad. Loving it. Oh man, I can't wait to get a desk. Okay, okay, so one McLaren owner. Now this isn't this is a special make by an owner of McLaren. This isn't McLaren exclusive, but it really hit headlines. One McLaren owner has immortalized Anton Senna without a Senna, instead commissioning a P1 GTR in the livery of the late Brazilian race driver, won his first of 3 Formula 1 World Champions. Okay, now this thing is really slick looking. It's really cool. It looks like the Marlboro, however you want to call it. I call it Marlboro. Livery on like the McLaren 570 GT, I believe it was, or 570S. That was in California until they changed the wrap on it. For the past 30 years, McLaren specialized operations slaved over this P1 GTR as the McLaren production line switched to even more exclusive models, including the Senna GTR and the Speedtail, and the soon Speedtail. But that's because this this P1 GTR is more than a paint job. All the aero bits are new, most notably re-sculpted wing incorporating the side grille plates. Yeah, this is cool. Okay, so it's like, you know, like I believe this on an F1 car. Gurney flaps and angled winglets. Fender caps help the air trail off formerly exposed tires. I'm sorry, my mouth's drying out a little bit. While angry dive planes. No, I'm just gonna hold this. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a good spot to put this. We're at 11 minutes already, huh? Okay. Now the reason I looked down is because my thing's slightly covered because of the way I have it held right now, so I can step farther back and be more comfortable and not up close to the camera. Now, okay. While the dive planes and a wider splitter complete the front, McLaren claims up to 1,764 pounds of downforce, which is insane. You could probably take a corner at 120 miles per hour, no issue. The same as a Senna road car. Okay, so never mind. But this is a race car, obviously. Okay, that should allow a sufficient triceps workout as the driver grips the D-shaped steering wheel. Okay, so it's going to be like an F1 style steering wheel, but it's going to be flat here and it's going to go up like that, obviously. That's what a D-shaped steering wheel is. Okay, now trimmed with the micro suede and the Senna family's logo. The braces, okay, the braces and braces himself in carbon fiber seats. At speed, the red stripe on the doors and dash will be nothing but a blur. Okay, nothing but a blur, blah, blah, blah. I lost it. A stock P1 GTR registers at 986 horsepower with a hybrid combo of its twin-turbo 3.8-liter V8 and electric motor. Without saying, McLaren has given this GTR a suitably pleasing power upgrade. That must be more than the 1% increase to crack 1,000 horsepower. As the 90s F1 road car, McLaren treated the engine bay to 24-karat gold heat shielding, along with the Lexan engine cover chip-tipped exhaust. Okay, we're going to end that article here. We're going to move on to the next one, but as you know, I saw this Senna, this guy, this YouTuber I had to name as Salamandrin. He put gold in his heat shielding for his car. Obviously, he can afford it. Okay, now this woman decided to drive her Elantra 1,000,000 miles in 5 years, I believe. And Hyundai gave her a new one. Why not? You're a milestone maker. You're a record holder. Why the hell not? That shows really how reliable these Hyundais are. In quote, we like to drive a lot, but we don't nearly as much as a delivery driver says. Okay, that's not a quote. As Farrah Haynes, she's a delivery driver who drove her 2013 Hyundai Elantra 1,000,000 miles in just 5 years. Yes, that's 1,000,000 miles, as in 1-000 000. As in 200,000 miles per year, which is insane. My truck has less than 200,000 miles, and it's 15 years old. Actually, 16, because my truck was built in 2002 around September area, and it came out as a 2003 model around the time I was born. Yeah. Hayden's apparently gets an oil change every 2 weeks, and Hyundai claims that the Elantra is still on its original powertrain, which is insane. Impressive considering the medical courier's high mileage Ford Fiesta that they wrote about a few years ago had dual clutch transmission, pack replaced at 347,000 miles. Again, Ford, not the most reliable thing, not the most long distance, not the most available car to do this stuff in. Obviously, reliability is an issue with their cars, as I just talked about earlier in this video. We're at 15 minutes. Okay. The odometer does say 1M. So that's pretty cool. They even have a special like font and color for it too. It's not white, it's gold. While Hayden's silver Elantra looks like it held up well over time, maybe thanks to the power of tough-looking brush guard installed on the front. We're sure she's thrilled when Hyundai handed her the new keys to a new 2019 Elantra sedan. I'm sure no payments at all. In red. It's a really nice looking car. We wonder how many miles she has put on the new car already. How long she had it? Probably 50K already. Okay. Well, that's not saying how long she's had it. So, the new one. So, we won't really know how many miles she's put on it, as estimated 200,000 miles per year. So, figure if she got it November-ish, she probably put like 25 on it already. Okay, guys, so if you guys like this video, actually, we're going to come to a close here. If you guys like this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and you hit that notification bell button so you don't miss another video. Why would you want to miss another mini cast? Yeah, thank you. Have a good day, guys.